all of Halcyon in a day. Find the first beacon. Oh. The first one's here. Unexpectedly. How much can I go around in this place? 0? Oh. How you guys doing? Cool. Chloe? Compass on a chain. Who works here? What? Lockwood's office key. 50 out of 60. Am I currently at a deficit? Yes. Do I have a better lockpicking armor? Tech skills doesn't count. Aha. Wait, that's the same thing. That's for hacking still, not for stealth skills. Whatever. Using 5's not that bad.
You're an artist, Captain.
Yes, I am. It is what I do. Now play it. Nope, that's worse. Hello? Just thought I'd wander in here. Huh. Oh wait, that's not quite the same thing. Looks a lot like it though. Maybe it's an early draft? It looks like the map of the entirety of Monarch. Like you land there, ship crashes. Yeah, there's a ship right there. Then there's that enemy base. Not the, sorry. That's the name of the settlement, new settlement, Vista. There's 2 other things here. I just feel like this was an open area. You know what? Maybe it's not even different, actually. Maybe this just is the current map of Monarch. Is this just the secret room of this game's map maker? Lockwood's papers. Halcyon Holdings Corporation. Rachel Lockwood. To S. Xiao. Subject, medical treatment. Sandra. Just got back from Billingsley's. Had not 1, not 2, but 3 near maple liqueurs. Almost done with this project I've been working on for the past 6 months. Decided to celebrate. Hey, don't worry. I'll save some celebrating for the 2 of us. I'm thinking maybe Celeste's haberdashery. Stop over at Lovegrove's. Couple hours at Chancery's. End of night with a bang with bijoux. What do you think? From J. Lockwood. You are Lockwood, your receptionist. Rachel, I don't like hearing rumors about my daughter having a drink with her own receptionist. We've talked about this. Victor's family has fallen out of favor. If he was worthy of your attention, he would have made a senior position by now. Don't drag the Lockwood name down with it. W. Billingsley. Subject, help. William, 2 of my colleagues went missing last night. No one's heard from them, and I'm afraid I might be next. I need to go away for a little while. A few days, maybe a week. Just until everything sorts itself out. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't. I'm sorry. I'm going down into the tunnels. I was wondering if you could send one of your mechanicals with some food or something, please? Maybe some cocktail olives and pea-free nuts. I'll pay you back. Can you give me food, nuts, and olives? Alright. Went into hiding after 2 of their colleagues went missing. Maybe it was the aliens. Are you an alien?
Something on your mind?
Yeah, you're an alien.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
You meme. Don't mind me, just a normal person who belongs here, blending in like having a normal one. Man, don't have a cow. Halcyon parcel service. Mailman. Wanda Chen.
Those wastrels in Emerald Vale have all abandoned their work, did you know? How typical.
Alright, everyone just is here to walk the company line on that message. They all have the same opinion.
Burning the midnight oil, are we? The Halcyon Parcel Service's work is never done. Welcome to Halcyon Parcel Service. Deliveries guaranteed within standard margins of accuracy.
What exactly do you do here?
Halcyon Parcel Service is the most dependable parcel delivery service in the colony. You might even say we're part and parcel of Halcyon's commercial enterprise. That's just a little parcel joke.
Yeah, I got that. Because you said parcel. So if someone needed a package delivered, they'd come here.
Nope, just parcels. We don't deal in packages.
What's the difference?
It's very technical. Halcyon Parcel Service strictly adheres to the standards and definitions of packaging as outlined by the Executive Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. We can ship all the parcels you want. But if I start shipping packages, I could get into some real trouble. Handcuffs and hard labor trouble.
Very well. Now I'm curious about the difference between a parcel versus package. Because is a parcel just like a letter? Like a flat thing? When used as nouns, package means something which is packed, and parcel. Package means something which is packed. A parcel, a box, an envelope, whereas parcel means a package wrapped for shipment. The term parcel is used as an example of a package, so that's an incredibly confusing differentiation between the two. If you look up parcel on Wikipedia, it says parcel in parentheses, package. This seems incredibly unhelpful. I'm going to assume the joke is what I originally assumed it was, which is that it's basically a incredibly hair-splitting nonsense that basically is entirely red tape and confusion.
I'm afraid I can't help you at the moment. Have a prosperous day.
Oh. And here I thought you were the main person because you're lined up with the door, and that you'd be like a side person I couldn't talk to. Especially since no name came up when I looked at you, but then I was able to talk to you. Oh, this name. Olive Yates. Alright. There's a lot going on here. Look at these lights. This place is well on its way to the beginnings of becoming an 0451 game. It has all the signs of how it's about to become Bioshock or Prey. The cracks in the foundation, if you will.
Rizzo's mock apple cider.
How does this sound? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to walk into you like that. Oh my goodness! Ruth Bellamy? I simply adore your work.
We've been over this already. You can't rehearse running into Ruth Bellamy. It's not going to work.
Fine, fine. What about this? Oh, my stars! It's Halcyon Helen? May I have your autograph?
Now you just sound like a crazed fan, which I suppose is not far from the truth.
Huh? Move along.
Completely different voices. Huh?
Now you just sound like a crazed fan.
Huh? Nope, here we are.
For all auditions, please use the elevator on the left.
Going right? Nope. Can't go right at all. Well, I'm sure this'll go well. Now remember, I'm a famous actor and not the most wanted man in the entire second most wanted man in the solar system.
My cousin's in pictures. That business makes piracy look civil.
Damn. You'll understand if I disregard your perspective lately, though. That question. Ruth Bellamy. Do not disturb when lights are on.
Great! You made it! Listen, I know you're expecting a script, but you're the real deal. Just go in there and do what feels natural.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, don't question yourself. Just feel the scene and go with it. I got a feeling you'll know what to do. We gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And because Josh is paying to see their logo on the big screen.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Don't think, kid. Just act. Now go in there, find your mark, and show us what you got.
I'm about to murder some people, aren't I? Oh, this goes so badly for you all. You understand that guns kill?
Well, here to stop us at last, Captain Steele? You're too late. All of this settlement CNP Hungry Time food pills, same nutritional value, but now with added filler, are ours. With their patented stomach stuffing effects and baseline vitamin content, we will be nigh unstoppable.
Same nutritional value with added filler. That doesn't work. Joke's on you, idiot. Those crates are just decoys.
They are? What an unexpected twist. You may have fooled me for now, but not for long.
Can I shoot someone? Wait, are we the good guys or the bad guys? Doesn't matter. I want to shoot someone.
Do you remember the last time we faced each other?
No.
The Battle of Axejack, staring one another down across the void of space while flaming debris fell like rain around us.
The things you just described are scientifically impossible.
Hey, I didn't write this. Just go with it. I had you surrounded and outgunned, but you overcame my superior numbers with tactical thinking and a Hammersmith limited edition grenade launcher. I've been waiting for 5 years now, and at last my day for vengeance has come.
You ran like a coward then. You'll run now if you know what's good for you.
I just got chills. But still, you'll not stop me now. I have this whole port wired with sub-micro energon transistors. Once we're away, I'll activate the gamma particulate field and the quantaponic chain reaction will turn this whole place into vaporized plasma.
Most of those words are made up, and the ones that are real don't work like that.
And I spent 3 hours learning how to pronounce them. I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal death and dismemberment waivers because this is the end for you.
Do you need like a perfect intimidate score to make him not die? Because he's about to die. Let's see you try.
Line. Never mind, I think that's scene. To the break room, everyone. I need my Moab fizzy tea.
Okay.
That was fantastic. With actors like you, who needs writers? Let's take 5.
Alright, well that was silly. That was definitely your chance to murder them all. Because they all had guns for some reason.
My star. Walk and talk with me. That was brilliant stuff. Do you write your own material?
Joke's on you, I can't walk and talk. That's not how my character ever works. You wrapped it on shit acid?
Amazing. Just firm up that jawline and you'll be a triple threat. I'm gonna have to fire the writing staff. What do those anemic fuckwits know about dialogue anyway? I'm thinking a whole new script. More pirates, bigger explosions, you flicking a Stogie Slim into a barrel of gasoline. Marketing says that kind of action sells tickets. Here, this is for your work today. I'll be in touch once we get that script.
All I did was pick apart your plot holes like I was Deadpool or something while being in the video. And like, wow, incredible. Oh no, the board likes me more. I mean, your enemies liking you is useful. It can be. Don't know why the board as a whole would like me more. That's weird. But hey. One more reason for them to not come after me. Although reputation is not a tug of war in this game. It's 2 separate meters of like and dislike that both grow independently of each other, and I think growing one doesn't shrink the other one. Like your pristine reputation may be forever marred, or vice versa. Alright, well that happened.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Fudge, a soft sour candy shell around a
So,
purple
how
berry
many
flavored
times
center.
have you seen Terror on Monarch?
You can do it.
Terror on Monarch loses its appeal after the 5th viewing. Now, Titus Androidicus, there's a work of timeless culture.
Titus Androidicus? Your idea of timeless culture is watching 2 mechanicals knocking about?
Excuse me? Those mechanicals had more heart than any 2-bit actor in one of your serial adventures.
Fight, fight, fight. Fight.
So, Vicky. Can I call you Vicky?
Of course. You may address me however you wish.
Vicky, huh? Okay, Vicky it is. You're really gonna let me run with that, aren't you?
Why wouldn't I?
And that's the bit. Just call her bluff. And then she'd be like, I don't know what to do now. He's not responding to me fucking with him. That's my entire thing, is fucking with people. If you don't respond to my shtick, then I start questioning why I ran away from home in the first place, and the existential dread starts to settle in, and...
This is where those who fancy themselves the best and brightest of our society live. Trespassing here is a true honor.
Wow. Great. It's like Gotham if the sun came up and got everything all depressing like.
Industrial grade cleaning solvent and desperation.
And desperation.
That's not all I smell.
I guess I should dress up for your parents. A proper rogue. Those are both pretty good. Yeah. Take off my wacky nightmare helm. Alright. Let's unpack your brain. Oh. My eyes hurt. Just looking at this. I don't want to be here anymore. No. How is every wall bloom?
Marilyn, is that you?
Lars, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for welcoming us to your home.
I don't know what to say. He's usually not like this. Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right?
Oh yeah, we just hosted a lesbian date with cake and like, it was great. There was music and like clothes. Indeed, we've saved towns and restored property across Halcyon.
Are you trying to make me look bad?
What?
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
Don't treat her like that. She's come a long way to see you.
I mean, we had other business in Byzantium, so it's not like we went out of our way. But you can't just kick us out. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors.
Oh god, she's trying so hard. Keep going, Ellie. I like where this list is headed.
Just a second. You had the floors redone with real Terran marble? Since when can you afford that?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
Don't sound so disappointed about it.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
Why do I get the feeling you people are about to apologize for something?
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do.
What?
We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what?
But I'm sure you're much happier now knowing Ellie's alive and well, right?
Of course. And we shall always harbor that joyful secret deep within our hearts.
And you'll report it to the insurance company, right?
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
So tell them Ellie's back. You'll be the talk of the town.
That's the other problem.
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we?
I'll have you know Ellie's a professional miscreant.
Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind.
If you really knew your daughter, you'd know quiet is not in her vocabulary.
She hasn't changed a bit, I see.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
I don't know about you, Ellie, but I'm ready to cause a scene.
Let's just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
Don't kill me!
What in the void did you do? I didn't like.
She actually reacts to it. Obviously, I quick saved. But it's cathartic, isn't it? Alright, well.
Let's just put this unpleasantness behind us.
Oh, could you please leave quietly now?
I need a word.
I figured.
Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage.
How did you think that would go?
I thought they'd be scandalized. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed.
This is a very specific fantasy.
Shh, I'm getting to the good part. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug?
One of those lines is a lot better than the other one, because the other one's fucking embarrassing. Also, you don't have any scars, though, so that doesn't work either. Not that anyone can see. You've got a sense of drama, I'll give you that much. This is not a good line, is why I'm not saying it.
I'll consider that a compliment. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob.
You're really hurt, aren't you?
I'm not hurt. I'm outraged. Affronted, even. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain.
I'm sorry. It's a rough situation.
I'm used to rough situations. Like when someone loads your pistol with blanks and strands you in a Marauder moonbase, or traps you in an airlock with an angry mantis worm.
Once again, that's very specific.
What can I say? I don't collect things, I collect experiences.
Stop.
Just can't think of a good use for this one.
You've got to surround yourself with people who really look out for you.
Unless you mean the kind who'll look out for you to blink so they could swipe your bits. The galaxy's not exactly crawling with those. Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. I'm mad, and I want to do something about it. Something like... Wait a second. What if I could get that money?
I don't follow.
The payouts are already scheduled. What if I could get the money routed to an account of my own?
Keep talking.
I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off.
So how do we do this?
My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
I need to ask you a few things.
Something on your mind?
Never mind. She had her whole revenge plan just charted out ahead of herself. But then nothing.
Max, you're always going on about destiny. What did your mother do?
She was a simple laborer.
And your father?
The same.
And you ended up a preacher how?
Delusion. I could not accept a life that I felt was beneath me, so I convinced myself that becoming a vicar would solve all my problems. In a strange way, it did. Eventually.
They're incompatible with each other. She's constantly trying to play with him and poke at things. And he's completely at peace at this point.
I think we can both agree that Maverick Johnston is the finest director in Halcyon.
I agree with that, but only because Halcyon's aetherwave industry is sorely lacking in sophisticated directors.
Oh, for law's sake. What about All My Colonists? Johnston directed that.
Johnston did not direct All My Colonists. His name was tacked on, much like his endings.
I mean, I buy it. It's probably not the most sophisticated film industry here. Everything's kind of small in population. A lot of competition for different topics.
Idea how our production has suffered. Why, the loafers working our factory lines are practically robbing us.
It's even worse for us, my good man. Our workers, if one can call them that, keep losing fingers. How are we to make a bit?
Purple-berry crunch, triple flakes, and purple-berry...
How am I supposed to make my money if my workers keep permanently injuring themselves forever? They're damaged forever, but I make a little less money. The true tragedy.
Choice ads in the commercial breaks. Who do they think their audience is?
You can't blame them for wanting to appeal to the masses, I suppose.
I think it lends the whole program a rather quaint touch.
Quaint. She has this whole character build up about this tough badass, and she's gonna just walk in and rock those worlds. You don't understand, Dad. I'm a hard ass now. All that other shit, all the Chloe facade. But then she goes in, and what's shown is the fact that she's still seeking the attention and seeking the love and the affection that parents are supposed to give. And so, like, it was all contingent on them still caring about her, like parents are supposed to. And that was the mistake she made. She can't rock their world because they're more than happy to have her disappear. Which is very depressing. What is this? GHIG Secure Mailbox System. The sole letter in this mailbox is addressed to the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group's satellite office in Fallbrook on the planet Monarch.
I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
I guess we're going to Fallbrook. I'm all for ruining these people. That sounds like fun. The whole facade you got set up's a little silly and touristy, like I said. But these people especially suck. Like, really suck. It's always the guns.
I definitely won that round.
You always seem to, huh?
That's because I'm usually right.
Next time I work the scorecard.
Fallbrook. Back into planet hopper mode. Alright. Monarch. Fallbrook.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Surprising to have to go to Monarch for anything related to the official business of Byzantium stuff. But I think we've covered this before. I'm pretty sure I've been to the part of Fallbrook where there's a guy that's like an extension of Byzantium that's just strangely operating there as like a remote office. I'm not sure if the explanation they gave really made that much sense, but the bizarre levels of bureaucracy and red tape involved in a lot of these things are convoluted as all hell. I'll get into trouble if I ship a package. I can only ship parcels. Hey guys, they're still around. Sublight.
This looks like a place. You ready to get my money or what?
Well, well, aren't you the very picture of good health and sound decision-making? However, we can't make good decisions all the time. Consider whoopsie-daisy coverage. Please note that to make a claim under this policy, you must describe your error in detail before a panel of relatives over the age of 65. And also note that doing so nullifies the privacy and dignity clause.
Say goodbye to that dignity. Huh. I need to change the beneficiary on Marilyn Fenhill's life insurance policy.
I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Oh, what else can you tell me?
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated their daughter's clumsiness and capriciousness.
Hey, those are entirely made up.
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. It's become a very lucrative market.
So how would I amend that claim?
You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork.
Okay, but how would I change it?
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd, theoretically, add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud.
Ha 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 hee 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 hoo 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 hoo.
That's for the best. What can I do for you?
Ha 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 hee 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 hoo 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 ha 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 hee 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 hee. There's no computer back here. Hee 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 hoo 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 ha 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 hee hee hee. I've been here before. Fenhill, Maryland. Ellie Fenhill. There we go. All future payouts go to Ellie. Easy peasy. And they can never change it and never fix it because they can't change the terms because she's dead. Thank you for bringing oh god. Thank you for bringing your business to Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. We realize you don't have any other options when it comes to meeting your insurance needs, but we're contractually obligated to display this message. Oopie. Ha 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 ha. Hee 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 hee.
A word, Captain?
I know. We gotta escape the scene of the crime. Crime.
You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it.
If that's all you wanted, you could have just stayed in Byzantium.
Being a surgeon out there isn't as great as it seems. At least half your day is paperwork and red tape. No amount of money is worth dealing with that. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs.
I don't think anyone on that planet works real jobs. I think being a real surgeon involves paperwork also, except it's supposed to, you know, help people not die. It's kind of important. As high-minded as ever, I see.
Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to have the money too. Just don't ask me what I plan on doing with it.
You've got to plan ahead at some point.
You talk like someone who likes lists. Maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't even count on a bribe making it into the right pocket. What's the point of planning for anything around here?
That's the kind of thinking that's running this place into the crapper.
Hate to say it, but Halcyon's already there. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee.
I appreciate it, but I didn't do this for the money.
Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble?
We're crewmates. That means we look out for each other.
I always thought it meant we get used to the smell of each other's dirty socks. But you really do see a rosier version of things, huh?
Friendship's important. What else are we fighting for if not for the people we care about?
You don't have to get all mushy about it. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your interests.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. Really, this feels weird enough as it is.
Da, 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 da. It keeps coming up surprisingly frequently lately. That perception thing was right. There's the option to be like, you just don't want to be indebted to me, do you? And it's not wrong. Like, she has this fixation on debt.
So then I told him, oh, ha ha ha, that tickles. How odd. No, don't desist. I think I might like it. Further data collection is required for accurate assessment.
I ship it. Ship it. Ship.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Oh, just like that, we're kind of done with both of them. I guess I can give some other people a tour for a bit, huh? Relatively brief quests in both cases. And I guess I should do one of these. More skills. Persuades up to 80 now. Got my hacking, got my long guns. Inspiration, medicine. So many options. Let's do lockpicking. God, what like straight up, like what perks are even left anymore? So many of them are based around combat, and I spend so little time actually fighting these days. Like at all. Quality of life increase. 280 carrying weight. How you guys doing? Let's get our ass back to roughly where we left off. In the estates district, where people live in estates, and also talk about the quality of their estate and how much money is in their estate, which are like different definitions of the word estate that mean different things, but you know, sometimes they're talking about buildings even.
Move along.
Gotta say, I think the gate mostly keeps us out. I don't know how much you guys really have to do, but he's got a nice little post to lean on, so that's like convenient, I guess. Does this shitty, less loved guard get to sit on the side with no post to lean on? Why would these just be sitting here in a box? Would you like to water a different part of the lawn? Somebody a lot to drink. You've got quite the even flow. Dr. Chartrand. So I believe this is the alien. Yep. Let's see how that pays off. Anybody home?
No magazines, no posters, not a Rizzo's in sight. What a pile.
Yep, just fine dining and are these waiting room benches? Oh yeah, this is like a lot of meeting rooms in here, isn't it? I don't like how the entire building looks like an extended lobby. Cascadia? Compromised? I received a message that an unauthorized user was looking through the files on my Cascadia terminal. Maybe some marauder with 2 firing brain cells. Maybe not. I hope whoever it is understands that the sacrifices made on Monarch and HRS 1084 serve a higher purpose. One day, when all of us have attained a new state of being, humanity may forgive my sins. New state of being. Okay, maybe not aliens, but someone's definitely trying to do genetic research here. Like X-Men shit. HRS 1084. My worst suspicions are confirmed. HRS 1084 was ransacked. Who knows what became of the suspension tanks? My team? As usual, my handlers on the board are no help. Until I deliver results they can replicate, package, and disperse to the general population. They desire only silence and obedience from the likes of me. Yet another relocation. Circumstances were hardly optimal at the primary and secondary labs. Political instability pulled Cascadia out from under me, and some combination of cabin fever and paranoia soured HRS 1084. Perhaps my home and steadfast Byzantium will offer the retreat I need. Though I miss working alongside colleagues, I know that I hardly deserve the ones I so enjoyed, the ones I lost. The work continues in isolation and loneliness, perhaps as it should. The first extraterrestrials. Ever since our species became aware of itself, we imposed our superiority on the worlds we touched. Colonialism worked for a time. But our oldest trick didn't work in Halcyon, did it? Now we are the ones who must bow to a force greater than ourselves. We are the ones who must adapt. Update. Wine makes me too introspective. Perhaps I'll balance it out with vodka. Oh, she's referring to humans being the extraterrestrials themselves. Laboratory access. Open up, baby! I'm gonna die somehow. The level of expense is like next level distressing when you've seen what people are living with everywhere else in the world. You look at Emerald Vale, and it just looks like a bunch of people fighting over a rock. Hello, how you doing? Yep, just stretch it out, you'll be fine. Like, this is all for one person. It seems. This is the kind of resources they could give one person, which means that they could easily support like 10 people, likely, with the resources they're using on one person. You could easily have some kind of more egalitarian setup for everything, but instead, one person gets a bizarre, extensive waiting room lobby and all this other shit. I think that's why the foundations are cracking. I think that's why there's all this constant reference to why are things breaking, but no one's there to fix it. There's two ideas. One is the idea that there's just... This is a world entirely of white-collar people that don't do anything, so they straight up don't have a lower class to do any of those menial jobs where people work? How unnecessary. So there is no one to repair anything that gets broken. But there's also the idea that, like, because of the massive disparity, everyone who does these kinds of jobs are all, like, dying off one by one. In places like Emerald Vale, like, things are completely and utterly fucked in an unsustainable way. Because they're just not given the resources to even succeed under any system, let alone the shitty one that they're under. And there, just before you know it, everything's gone. These people are at the top and they just get resources from these lower classes. But those resources are getting worse as a result because of the way that they're distributed and the way that they're allowed. Examples like how salt tuna isn't even fish anymore, and so on. Those are ripple effects when factories like that can't do their jobs because they're starved for the sake of profit. Or detachment, people that just don't have any connection to what's going on, making all of the important decisions and not suffering the consequences of their own choices. Which I definitely got vibes from, I got a lot of vibes of that when I worked at Best Buy. This detached management from across the country making critically stupid decisions that all the employees had to deal with from day to day. Best character in this game is still the guy with the moon head. That poor man.
Smells like the med bays, only wealthier.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
I'm the one asking the questions.
You're in my house, and I'm not fucking around. Start talking.
Lilia Hagen sent me to kill you.
Hagen? I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen.
Why would the board want you dead?
To keep me quiet. But if you didn't know that, I'm guessing they didn't send you. I always assumed they would put a bullet in my head one of these days. I don't know anyone named Hagen.
Lilia runs Sublight Salvage on Groundbreaker. Good boss, bit of a live wire.
This is utter nonsense. I've never even been to Groundbreaker.
You've been to Cascadia and Station 1084. I know all of your dirty secrets.
What happened to the team? Tell me you didn't move their suspension tanks.
Lilia has orders to airlock your sleeping friends if I don't report in.
I'll tell you everything, just don't hurt them. Too many people have been harmed on my account.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
There's people here?
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving.
That's startling, but it doesn't explain the research I found.
The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have.
All you have to show for it is a lab full of preserved colleagues.
I know. I was there. Thomas was the first to take the gas. A simple test, he said. I told him not to, but he insisted. We learned a lot from his autopsy. Enough that we could try it on each other and know when to stop. No one else died. I must find a cure so his sacrifice isn't in vain.
You burned through a lot of valuable scientists to arrive at zero solutions.
I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back.
Isn't Cornelius Vanderbilt one of the assault cruisers patrolling Halcyon?
It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
Board cover-ups? Vessels disappearing into the aether? Sounds like the work of aliens to me.
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace.
Lilia sent me after a conspiracy, but it looks like I found a cover-up instead.
I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible consequences for breaking secrecy.
The board wants to adapt the entire population of Halcyon.
Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
I don't understand a word she said, but I don't like her tone one bit.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying.
Enough talk. Where do we go from here?
You came to kill me. I assume that's still on the table. Please don't. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
Thoughts, Felix? These are the least interesting people I could have had for this mission, actually.
You know how I feel, boss. If you're a cog in the corporate apparatus, your face is pretty much fair game. That's my motto.
I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. I leave it in your hands.
Sam, dare I ask if you have thoughts on this matter?
A lethal cleaning solution is the best cleaning solution.
Don't just smear germs around. Kill them so they can't come back.
The fate of my research is in the hands of a sanitation unit? I see. How unexpected.
You know Phineas Wells? If you work with him, I'll spare you.
The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander?
That didn't take much convincing.
If working with Wells is the only way I can save the colony, then I will damn well do it. I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive.
'Cause you want to walk out of here alive. It's a pretty good reason. Because the fate of the colony is in my hands.
You sure have an inflated sense of self-importance, but that doesn't make you wrong. Now move along. The doc has a lot of work ahead of her, tidying up and such.
Why did you agree with me? You sure have an inflated sense of self-importance, but that doesn't make you wrong. What does he think I mean by that? What does he know about? Does he know who I am? What is he? What fate of the world do you think? What? I liked my line better. My line was way better. It's like, what do you... So, well, give me one reason that I should let you walk out of here alive. And the answer is that you want to walk out of here alive. Let's fucking turn it back on him. Oh well. Lorelei Fall. Alive. Life science minimal. Subject will need medical treatments beyond our current understanding before any attempted extraction is made. You should have let me go, Lore. I drew the short straw. It was my turn. I don't think I'm strong enough to go on without you. I'll never stop searching for a way to bring you back. If I fail, may the architect annotate your place in the equation.
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
Just, he's the only person outside the system that seems like he's trying to help anyone. And I'm kind of taking his word for that, but, you know, I owe him one. So there's reason to kind of believe him so far, so you gotta hope for the best. Don't keep working for the board, because I don't know if there's gonna be a board left by the end of this game. I mean, I'm working on it. There's something to be said for the fact that she's doing the unethical thing, which is human testing. It's seen as unethical and dangerous for doctors to experiment on themselves as well, which is a huge problem. But she specifically won't test on the unemployed or prisoners, which is exactly the kind of people that they would normally be exploiting with this kind of practice. Prisoners, because they're literally captives, so you can just use them as like guinea pigs freely in an unethical situation. And unemployed is in some cases just as bad. They're driven to the edge by the system, and so they're kind of don't really have a choice sometimes but to engage in very dangerous behaviors because that's all that's left that they can turn to. So it's unethical to allow the option in the first place and propose it. So when driven into the corner they're in, experimenting on each other, when all of them have full faith in the whole thing and all that, and like they all think it's worth doing because they see themselves as doomed, it's one of the more acceptable things they could do. It comes down to more being a reckless, dangerous, bad idea as opposed to the like massive negligence and like predatory behavior that most of the systems we've seen work with.